Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So we are going to share with you our top tips for snagging unbeatable flight deals so you can start planning your next adventure without breaking the bank. Here are not only the basics, but also some hidden and under the radar tips that most travelers overlook. These are advanced strategies that can save you hundreds on flights and tips that even some frequent flyers may not know.
Hmm. Now, these are pretty unique. Number one, we're going to start with positioning flights, something you might not have heard of.
Yeah. So this is when you add an extra flight to your itinerary to save money. These are separate, often short flights that travelers book that involve using a different airport, right?
Mhm.
Here's an example. So you fly into a close, cheaper airport than your destination.
Mhm.
An example of this is, say, let's say you want to go from New York to Santorini, Greece,
Mhm.
but direct flights are a bit pricey. And you
Or your
notice,
direct route.
yeah.
Direct flights, it probably won't be a direct flight from JFK to Santorini, but your direct route is more expensive. What do?
You go to Athens,
A
right?
major city, a major hub.
Yes. And probably which is much cheaper than flying directly into Santorini,
Mhm.
right? So in this case, you book a flight to Athens instead of Santorini and save you some money,
Mhm.
right? And then once you get to Athens, then you can get another positioning flight
Mhm.
to
If it's
take.
cheaper
Yeah.
from Athens to Santorini, or in this particular case, from Athens to Santorini, you might be able to take a ferry.
Yes. And one of the benefits of this is you get to explore a city that you wasn't planning on exploring, and you can stay there for a couple days.
Mhm.
So, yeah. And another way you can do this is if you don't live near a major hub,
Mhm.
right? You can fly to a major airport and get a cheaper fare
Mhm.
to your actual destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For instance,
Mhm.
if you live in Orlando
Mhm.
and the closest major hub is Miami, and it might be cheaper. And it's only 3 hours by car from Orlando to Miami, maybe an hour flight, less than an hour flight. And it might be cheaper leaving from a major hub. It usually is for wherever you're going. If you find international, it's cheaper to leave from a major hub. So you can fly over or you can drive over
Mhm.
to a major hub from where you live, and it may be cheaper.
Yeah. So it's just basically positioning yourself in the
Mhm.
best possible way for you to save money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the next one is incognito mode or clearing your cookies. This is computer stuff.
Yeah.
So clearing your browser history or your browser cookies.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Yep. So we're going to tell you how to do it, right? So usually when searching flights, hotels, or anything online, you may notice that prices seem to increase the more you search for a particular destination or a date. And this is because websites use cookies to track your data. So here's what you do. You can use an incognito window, right? And it's a private browsing mode that doesn't save your browsing history, cookies, or search data. So this prevents tracking. So the travel sites, when searching flights and multiple, like you're searching it multiple times, they can't track you. So how you do this is make sure you open a new window every time.
Mhm.
And this stops websites from using your previous search and altering prices to suit
Mhm.
them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes you anonymous from what you ever searched for before,
Yeah.
so they can't sell to you based on your history.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you can also clear your browser cookies, which is kind of doing the same thing, but just that incognito window does it for you automatically.
Mhm.
But clearing your browser cookies removes stored data that sites use to track you. And you can do this through your browser setting. It's usually in the privacy or, the history. Then you select and it will state clear cookies and data.
And data.
Yeah, so by doing these two things, you can
Mhm.
start with a clean slate,
Mhm.
which may help prevent them, from increasing prices on you and clearing
Right.
your search history.
Yeah. Another way is to have a VPN.
Yeah.
That's virtual private network. And that creates a secure encrypted connection over the internet that allows users to access the internet from other countries. That's the definition of it. But if you're searching from a different place, so you're searching from another market, not the US market, the flights may be cheaper.
Mhm.
And if your IP address on your computer, laptop, phone, whatever you're searching on, recognizes that you're searching from a cheaper country or a cheaper place, that means the flights might be cheaper. So if you use a VPN to search from a different location, then your flights might be cheap.
Yep. So an example of this is if you're in the US, but you connect to a VPN server in the UK, websites will think you're browsing from the UK, potentially giving you access to that region specific services and deals. Yeah.
Hmm. So the next one, the airline rules and laws. We just made a video about this, but the 24-hour rule.
Yeah. So they have certain rules and laws that you can use to your advantage, right? The 24-hour rule is a policy that allows travelers to cancel or change their flight reservations without any fees within 24 hours of booking. Right. So some things you need to know about this rule. It applies to flights booked directly with the airlines and not through third-party sites. And you must cancel or change within 24 hours of booking. The flight departure must be also at least 7 days away from when you're leaving. Most US-based airlines give you a full refund within this window. And some airlines, like American, which I often do, you can just place a hold on that flight and then just check with the airline's website to see who else offers this. But I know American does definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you have something that you want to check out, something that you want to do, you can book this flight that you see for a good price.
Yeah.
And you have 24 hours to actually cancel it. So it's almost as if you're holding the flight without actually holding it. So you have 24 hours to hold this flight.
Yep.
Okay, so the next one is the cancellation and rescheduling.
Yeah. So if the airline cancels or reschedules your flight for any reason, you can get a refund or now change your flight to better accommodate you, right? So if you were getting in late, now you can take this time, take advantage of this so you can book an earlier flight or a time that, you want to come in.
In other words, if you had booked the flight at certain times or at certain days, you might be able to even change the day if it suits you better, if it was the airline that actually canceled. So you would have your pick of what accommodates you better if it wasn't your original flight that get canceled.
Yeah. And so we all know what cancel flight means, right? But what counts as rescheduled? And as you said, we just did a video on this. So delays for more than 3 hours for domestic flights and 6 hours for international flights. That is what is considered reschedule. Flights that depart or arrive at different airports, if they increase the number of connections, any downgrades to a lower service class, even changes to a plane that may be less accessible for passengers with disability. If any of these occur, you can use this to get your money back and change the flight to what works best for you. Yeah. So, and if you book a non-refundable ticket, you can also use this rule to get a full refund now under the new Department of Transportation law that took effect October 28th.
If it's non-refundable, you can still cancel within 24 hours. You have that time to think about it. And another rule is that they made up, and it just passed October 28th, meaning that you can get your money back if they cancel. Those are the two reasons where you can get your money back.
Yes. Again, go check out our video on the airline refund rule change that you need to know, and it'll break it down for you.
Okay, so next one is the Goldilocks Rule.
Yeah.
What is the Goldilocks Rule?
So that term comes from the fairy tale Goldilocks, how she was like, she needed it just right. The porridge, the bed, everything had to be just right. So this refers to just right timing for booking flights, right? Where prices are neither too high nor too low, but rather optimal for getting the best deal. So for domestic flights, the ideal time to book usually is between 4 to 12 weeks before the travel date. Yeah. And for international, aim for more of 2 months to 6 months in advance to secure the best rates.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wait until last second because prices go up at the 21, 14, and 7 day mark before your trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's 4 weeks when you can find flights for up to 40% cheaper during the summer. These are the first 2 weeks of June and the last 2 weeks of August. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For holidays.
Yeah. You actually, for holidays, the best thing to do is book the opposite season, right? The opposite season for Christmas is summer. So you would book between June and August. And by booking during these off months or opposite seasons, as they say, you can avoid the high demand and the rising prices associated with that holiday period.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a pro tip.
Pro tip
Mm-hmm.
is Thanksgiving week is usually the best time to travel internationally for you as travelers. Everyone is most likely flying domestic. So your international flights may be cheaper around that time.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, if you don't want to spend Thanksgiving with your family, all the chaos, you can just travel internationally or take your family with you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
on to the next one is hidden city ticketing.
Yeah.
That is hidden city ticketing. What does that mean?
Yeah. So these are flights where the destination is actually a layover stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
You book the full trip but exit at your layover. There's a website called Skip Lag would help you search for a route and find cheaper options with connecting flights. For example, a flight from Atlanta to Orlando might cost you $250, but a flight from Atlanta to Dallas with a layover in Orlando might cost you $130.
Right.
Yep. So you book that flight and you just get off at Orlando.
You don't continue on a journey. You just get off in the middle of your destination, your layover, you get off there.
Yeah. And just use this sparingly, I would say, because some airlines, they say they track it, but I don't know how well they do. And also, don't check bags because it'll go to your final destination.
Right.
Make sure you have
just a carry-on. Just a carry-on. Okay, the next one would be pick your destination based on price. Now, that may be hard. It may be because you have select days that you might want to go. But if you're flexible, the price from day to day can be really different.
So this is pick your destination, based on price. So one of the most common things people do when booking a vacation is choosing their destination and travel dates first, then checking prices. If getting a cheap flight is a priority, then you should flip that approach. Be open to multiple destinations and dates to see who has the better prices. And also sometimes a day or two can make a huge difference when booking.
A real big difference.
Yeah.
So the next one would be use credit cards to book your trip. Most everybody probably already use credit cards, but why should they do it?
Yeah, for credit card travel and car insurance. So you're not saving anything upfront on tickets, but you can save by not having to pay separate insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
If your credit card offers the insurance, you should probably check that.
Yeah. So certain cards have travel portals too with exclusive discounts. So for example, Chase or Amex travel portals often have rates that beat standard booking sites. So always check your credit card offers first before you go to alternative sites.
Okay, the next one is probably a common one, but it still works. And we have a bunch of ways to check flight prices, Google Flights, Expedia, everything. But you should probably compare.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should probably compare.
Right. So you compare these flights. I like Cheapo Air as well, Google Flights, Skyscanner. So all these can help you look for deals, right? But then you also need to set fear alerts. And that way you get to see what the price trends are, right? So this kind of gives you an edge. And that way you'll know exactly when the price drops. And it actually tracks prices over time, letting you know what the trends are and what you should look for now or wait to book. Yeah. So, finding flights takes a mix of the right tools, flexibility, and a little bit of insider knowledge. So, with these tips, you'll have what you
Hmm.
need to find the best deals possible, even in today's market. So, let me know in the comments if you have any secret tricks or finding cheap flights. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, hit that bell notification. All right, and see you guys. Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Peace.
See ya.